Welcome everyone to the Tastecraft Cookbook channel. Today, we will prepare the most tender and juicy beef steak, filet mignon. This steak is made from the tenderloin part, which is quite hard to find. So, for the filet mignon, we will need a room temperature piece of tenderloin, a couple of tablespoons of butter, a clove of garlic, a teaspoon of dried rosemary, black pepper, salt, and vegetable oil. First, slice the garlic into thin slices. This will help to extract all the aroma from the garlic during the brief cooking time of the steak. At the same time, preheat the oven to 428 degrees Fahrenheit, 220 degrees Celsius. We will finish cooking the meat in the oven. Now, let's prepare the meat. Cut it across the grain into pieces about 1.2 to 1.6 inches thick. Look at the magical texture of the meat. The fat is evenly distributed throughout the piece, which will make the finished steak maximally juicy. The most important thing is to use warm meat so that the steaks cook properly without drying out. If you've kept the meat in the refrigerator, take it out to warm up at room temperature for 1 to 2 hours. Lightly sprinkle the meat pieces with salt. Don't be afraid of oversalting, the meat won't absorb much, and any excess salt will remain in the pan. Next, sprinkle with freshly ground black pepper. Turn the pieces over, and repeat the procedure with salt and pepper on the other side. Collect the leftover salt and pepper with the sides of the steaks. Now, let's start frying. Heat a pan over medium-high heat. It's best to use cast iron or stainless steel. Spritz the pan with vegetable oil and lay the steaks in it. Fry the steaks for 2 to 2.5 minutes on each side without moving them. Flip the steaks. Place the butter in the pan. On top of the butter, add the sliced garlic. Also sprinkle over the dried rosemary. Of course, it's better to use a fresh sprig of rosemary, but I didn't have any on hand. Using a spoon, scoop up the melted butter and evenly pour it over the steaks. On one hand, we speed up the cooking process since the butter is very hot and heats the meat from all sides. On the other hand, the butter absorbs the flavors of the spices and shares them with the meat. Two and a half minutes have passed. It's time to take the meat off the heat. Transfer the pan to the oven for 7 minutes at 428 degrees Fahrenheit, 220 degrees Celsius. After baking in the oven, place the meat on a plate to rest. During this process, the outer layers of the meat will cool slightly, while the inner layers will warm up. Measure the temperature of the meat in the center. So the internal temperature is above 149 degrees Fahrenheit, 65 degrees Celsius. Indicating that the meat is fully cooked. Well done. For those who prefer rarer options, reduce the oven time to 3 to 4 minutes. After a 5-minute rest, the steaks are ready to be eaten. The prepared filet mignon pairs perfectly with raw vegetables or a vegetable salad.